What's up, Taiwan? Good morning. I'm Leslie Liao with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. Taiwan this week will start allowing people with mild or asymptomatic COVID-19 infections to isolate at home. That's the latest from Health Minister Chen Shizong. The country on Tuesday recorded more than 1,600 new domestic COVID-19 infections, yet another one-day record. Despite the growing number of confirmed cases, the government is moving ahead with plans to relax regulations. Liao has the details.
Taiwan has seen over 1,000 new domestic infections daily for several days now, but most cases have been mild or are asymptomatic. The government has eased quarantine rules for such cases. Normally, COVID-19 patients need to spend 10 days in quarantine. Now, those with light or no symptoms who are staying at quarantine hotels or centralized facilities can leave after 4 days if they test negative twice. They can leave after 5 to 9 days with just one negative test. Those who complete the full 10 days can leave without any tests at all. These rules do not apply to people with serious cases or for imported patients. With the rising number of positive cases in the country, demand for home testing kits has skyrocketed. The government is stepping in to ensure supply and is working on a plan to ration kits, letting people buy up to 5 for $3 each. This could go into effect in early May.
指明是让大家有一个公平平价的一个机会，来做购买。那不管是居家隔离、居家检疫这些需要用的，那还有热点的快筛，这都是使用公费的来使用。
The government is also planning to gradually ease travel restrictions, allowing people to enter the country with no quarantine. This could begin in July at the earliest, depending on Taiwan's COVID-19 situation in the next few months. Patrick Chen and Liao for TaiwanPlus.
More than 12,000 workers of the Taiwan Railways Administration will go on strike on May 1st, protesting the government's plan to reorganize the administration from a government agency to a state-run corporation. The planned protest has already shut down most train services. Bing Wang explains.
Taiwan's trains move up to 230 million passengers per year, but they're expected to come to a halt on May 1st. More than 12,000 railway workers plan to go on strike to protest a government reorganization plan. Back in March, members of the Railway Labor Union first voiced their concerns about the plan to restructure Taiwan's Railway Administration, or TRA, from a government agency to a state-run corporation. The Transportation Ministry hopes the corporatization will help overhaul the system and bring new perspectives to make the trains safer. The plan comes after a railroad accident last April that killed 49 people and injured another 200. While the railway workers agree systemic changes must be made, the labor union believes they should have been included in consultations and fear their new plan would affect their benefits. The Transportation Ministry has promised that salaries and benefits won't be reduced. The minister, Wang Guocai, has called for meetings with workers to iron out the differences. But without an agreement, most train services will shut down on Labor Day.
大概90%以上都不加班，这目前，所以它影响很大，就是火车开不出去。退票现在剩11000嘛，的确，他们5月1号当天的订票已经关起来了。
All sides are hoping for a quick solution to ensure the safety of the trains and continue servicing their passengers. James Rayner and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
A train on Taiwan's east coastline had to be evacuated after a 1-meter-long boa constrictor was discovered in the luggage rack.
这蛇类应该是宠物蛇类的，它属于蟒蛇类，所以它比较没有攻击性。
Firefighters boarded the train at Yilan Station to remove the golden-colored snake, and no passengers were harmed. Taiwan Railways said snakes are not allowed on trains, and violators may be fined up to $250. So far, no one has stepped forward to claim the snake, which is not native to Taiwan. It's hard to believe it, but Hong Kong swimmer Jody Lee is running out of time to qualify for the Olympics. The 15-year-old swimmer only has 2 years left to grab a spot at the 2024 Games in Paris. Pandemic restrictions in Hong Kong have kept the pools closed, and that's forced Li to practice in the ocean, where he has to fight wind and waves. When the city began shutting public beaches as well, Li moved his training indoors. Making it to the Olympics has been a lifelong goal for Li, who is the city champion in several events and has competed internationally. He may have lost valuable training time because of the COVID pandemic, but he says he's not going to let that stop him from achieving his goals.
With only 2 years left and with us currently being in a pandemic, things will get especially hard for me in terms of trying to qualify for the Olympics. But there's one word which I like to carry along with myself, which will carry through: determination.
A team of Japanese researchers believe that they have found a technological solution to make low-sodium food taste better. Japanese people have one of the saltiest diets in the world, and the country's health ministry is stepping in to prevent a public health crisis. Rick Liao reports.
It's a breathtaking moment. A Japanese office worker takes a gulp of low-sodium miso soup using computerized chopsticks designed to exaggerate its salty taste.
いつも飲む味噌汁とほとんどやっぱ同じような濃さを感じるからですね。
Japanese people on average eat 10 grams of salt a day. That's twice the daily amount recommended by the World Health Organization, prompting Japanese company Kirin to team up with Meiji University and stir up a solution.
生活習慣病、これの重症化を防いだり発症を予防するためには、日頃から食塩の摂取量を減らす必要があります。ただ、日本人はもともと食塩の摂取量が非常に多くてですね、通常の方法で食塩の摂取量を控えようとすると、好きな食べ物を我慢したり、また薄味の食事を我慢しながら食べたりっていうところが必要になっていました。
The invention's secret ingredient? A weak electric current, which makes salty tasting particles more active. Users attach a device to their wrist, which hooks up to one of their chopsticks.
この中にはコンピューターが入っています。そのコンピューターが食べ物、まさに食べようとしている食べ物の中のナトリウムイオンを浮かせて一気に引きつけるという操作を行っています。そこで電気の力を使っているというわけです。この結果、塩味が 1.5 倍の濃さに感じられるところまでいっています。
Inventor Miyashita and Kirin are still refining their invention, but they hope consumers will be bowled away when it hits shops next year. Rick Yi and Rick Liao for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's endangered leopard cats have started using an animal crossing built over a year ago to help keep them safe from cars. But up until recently, they had ignored it. Wei Zhonglu has the details.
A cautious leopard cat carefully checks its surroundings before jumping on top of the new crossing. Although it didn't cross inside the tunnel, it's still a big achievement for the Miaoli County government in central Taiwan. They have been waiting for this moment for 436 days. The leopard cat is the only surviving indigenous cat species in Taiwan, and there are less than 500 left in the wild. Miaoli is home to one of the biggest populations of leopard cat in the country, and the county has been trying hard to protect these precious animals. The government built the tunnel last January to help them cross the river safely as an alternative to a nearby road. But cautious cats never used the tunnel until now.
石虎之外，就是像家猫、白皮星，它们都是会跳上护栏，然后走那个通道的上方。所以我们今年呢会接续，就是要做一个就是通道上方的改善，让它们可以更频繁的这个利用上方的这个通道沿去走这边。
Last year, 25 leopard cats were killed on Taiwan's road, the highest number in 10 years. But with crossings like this one, they are hoping to cut it down to 0. Wei Zhonglu for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. I'm Leslie Liao. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with some images of traditional Brazilian block parties celebrating Easter in Rio de Janeiro. Take care and see you next time.